Hey, what's good, YouTube? It is the one and only Fourth and Goal, and I am back again with another video. And in today's video, we're doing something a little bit different, and mainly because, first off, football season is not quite here yet. In about a month and a half, we'll be getting training camp and things like that. And in about 2 months, we'll have preseason. 3 months will be the actual season. So we're still a little ways away from actual content being pushed out. I am working on a last forgotten team. I'm not going to spoil that video, obviously, and it's about halfway done. It's just my work schedule has been too crazy and haven't got it quite finished yet. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about, it's going to be the story time. And as you see by the title, the first time I went to a football workout, and it was crazy, man. So let's first off, I'm gonna tell y'all my age. So I am 21, about to be 22 in about a month. My birthday's on July 9th, so to give y'all some more context, so I'm about 21, 22, in 2014, 9 years ago, I was about 12 or 13. So this happened in 2014, and it was crazy. So to give y'all some more context, I've never played tackle, organized football in day in my life. I played flag football, I played bear rap, back in school, during gym class and things like that, but I've never actually put on an actual helmet and gone out there 11 versus 11 and play real football. And in 7th grade, going into 8th grade, I wanted to change that. And I was going to play in 7th grade, but I was too scared. And going into 8th grade, I wanted to play. So I remember one of my friends was on the football team, and I was like, yeah, how do I play football next year? Is there any special things that I need to do? I've never played before. I don't know what position I wanted to play. During this time in 2013, the Seahawks just beat the brakes off the Broncos, and we had guys like Champ Bailey, obviously Richard Sherman, Eric Berry, Earl Thomas. I'm probably missing some other guys, but these were the DBs that I looked up to, and those are the dudes that I wanted to be out there. And naturally I wanted to be a corner or safety, but I was not fast. I didn't have the IQ, or again, I've never played tackle football a day in my life. So what happened was, he had told me my friend had told me so we take a bus to the high school, and we work out with them, and we do weight training. We do all types of stuff. We look at weight training, conditioning, and football stuff all throughout the winter and the summer months. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go the next time. And he was like, well, the next time is tomorrow. And I was like, oh, perfect. I'll go home. I'll tell my mom. And I've never played a sport. Back in middle school or high school, I didn't really get in the club. So for me to go home and tell my mom that, I'm gonna get into football, she was super excited. She was all for it, and she's okay, cool. I'm gonna pick you up at the school tomorrow after the workouts. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, bet. So that whole night I was super anxious and things like that. I got my bag packed. I put some extra clothes in my book bag, and the next day came, and during last period, I'm just ready for 3:45 to hit, and we go to the bus, and we go to the workout. And I knew about half the kids on the bus, seventh and 8th grader, and our 7th grade team was pretty good. We had a winning record. The 8th graders, they lost every single game that year. I remember that year they lost every single game, which was crazy. But I knew one of the, I guess you could say, star cornerbacks. And I was like, yeah, this is my first time playing. He's like, okay, cool, welcome to the team, welcome to the workouts, things like that. And he was a really cool dude. And once we got to the actual school, this is when this is not for me. Okay, so what happened was, again, I've never played organized sports. I got into the locker room. There's a bunch of high schoolers in there. They're all getting changed, and they're all getting naked. I'm talking about, no homo, pause, booty butt naked. I'm so serious. And I'm like, whoa, this is a culture shock for me. I go into the stall, the stall is all messy with pee on the floor, and somebody didn't flush the toilet, and I didn't change there. There's dudes running around with towels and hitting each other with towels, a little wet towel thing. And I was like, okay, this is a big of a culture shock for me. And I sat down next to a friend that I came with, and we'll call him Terrell. Yeah, so I sat down with Terrell, and he's laughing with like everybody else, X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, where do I change that, Terrell? He was like, bro, just change right here. Like, what you scared of? What you like? Just change right here. I'm like, nah, I'll wait until like everybody leave, and he's like, okay, like whatever you say. So I hung back a little bit, and once everybody left the locker room, that's when I got changed into my workout clothes. And I remember one of the coaches yelling out into the locker room, "Hey, like whoever's in there, you're going to be running laps around the track for like 10 minutes straight without stopping. Like, so you better come out right now." And that's when my heart dropped. And I remember him sending in like one of the players, like high schoolers, and he looked around, and I was in the last row of the lockers, and he did not come back there, and he didn't see me obviously, and he was like, "Nah, coach, it's all good, everybody's out." He was like, "All right, well, again, whoever's in here, like, you're going to be running laps." So I hurry up and get changed, and I like sneak out, and I go into the lines. And so before I move any further, the way that the locker room is set up, if you come out from the locker room entrance, because there was like 3 doors. There was a boys, a girls locker room, and then like the door that, like, if you want to go through the locker rooms, you can just go through like the regular door. And I'm talking from the perspective of the locker room. So when you walk in to the weight room, when you look straight, there's like 20 rows of like the little bench press, squat. They got like all the weights racked up. That little section, I don't know what it's called. It'll definitely be on the screen. And then you have behind that is like that long mirror of like, you can see yourself with the little barbells or dumbbells and stuff like that. Goes from like 5 pounds to like 110 pounds. They got all that. And then to the left of those two was like it's like a long little sprint thing. It's like a track, but it's just for like sprints. It's not like you can go around. It's just you run back and forth. But on that they had like speed ladders, and it's like 6 of them. And so I sneak into like one of the lines with speed ladders, and we do like speed ladder drills, boom, 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 for like 15-20 minutes. And they're like, okay, like, go work out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, bet. So we working out. So I found my friend Terrell again, and I'm like, bro, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is my first time like working out in a weight room, like, ever. He's like, okay, well, chalk your hands up, put like chalk on your hands. I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. And I'm just leaning back, watching everybody do their thing. The coaches obviously don't know who I am. They can obviously tell that I'm a 7th grader, and they don't really say nothing to me. They're, talking to their actual players, 9th graders, 10th graders, some of the 8th graders, because they know that they're going to be there next year, but they're not talking to me. And I basically just did like arm curls, and I did bench press with like one of the dudes. We did like the bar weight, it was heavy for me back then, but I did like curls, arm stuff, and then that's not even like the scarier part. The scariest part was when we had to do planks and like push-ups, because towards the end they were like, okay, if you want to go do conditioning, follow me. It's like half of the kids went, and my friend Terrell went, and I was like, oh, I ain't running, because I don't, I suck at running. I suck at running. I'm slow. Like my legs, it's like my shins, they start hurting when I run for a long time. I don't know what it is, and it still does it today, but like when I run for a while, like my shins or like my calves, they start hurting. I don't know what that is, but they was like, all right, gentlemen, like, go back on the track lines, and everybody line up, make like 3 lines. I was in the middle, and they said go in a push-up position, and so we got into a push-up position, and we did like 30 push-ups, like up, down, hold, up, down. And at the time, the high school just got a brand new head coach, and it's a funny story about that, his coaching philosophy, in a different video. But he's trying to fill out all the kids, all the star players, all the role players who's definitely not going to play, things of that nature. And he's like, so again, the track stuff is on the left, and he's towards like the back corner, looking at one kid. And remember how I told you like the way the locker room is set up. When you walk out, straight is the like workout. The left, like the far left, is like the track. That's where we were. But in the middle, between that, was like a desk, and the desk, it had a coach, and I didn't see him at the time, but he was watching like my section. And during the planks, we did like a 3-minute plank, and it was hurting me, bro. Like I failed a couple times. So there's one time I failed, like I just stopped doing it, and he yells, "Get back up, boy! Get back up!" And I thought he's talking to me, and like the head coach comes by. He goes, "What's wrong, coach? What's wrong?" He was like, "Yeah, this dude keeps failing over here, and I'm telling him to get back up." And I'm like, "Oh crap!" Like he's about to come to me and start yelling in my face. I'm gonna be embarrassed. You know, I'm just a little 12-year-old, and no, he literally stepped right next to me, and there was a guy behind me, like some offensive lineman. You know, I hate to say this, but some heavier kid. He's probably like a D lineman or whatever, and he's like all up in his face, yelling at him. And then the coach who caught him, he gets up in his face too. They're like in his face, going crazy about failing planks, and his teammates like, "Hey man, you know it's good. Like stay up. Don't drop." So naturally, I had to stay up. I couldn't fail. If I failed, I felt like they was gonna yell at me, and Lord behold, what I was gonna do, I probably gonna start crying because you know I don't know these dudes, you know. But after the planks, you know, they told us to, you know, either A, you can stay to get some more reps in, you know, get some more workout in. B, you can go home, or C, you can go to the conditioning. And at this point, you know, I told my mom that, you know, we're pretty much done. She said, "Perfect. I'm actually just down the street. I can come pick you up." And on my way to the doors, I can go into the field house. That's where they were running, you know, doing a little track and field stuff. And they were running, like they were like legit running. And my friend Terrell, like, you know, he's like sitting here laughing and like having fun. I'm like, thank God I did not do this, because again, I am not a really good runner. I am not athletic. I don't have any stamina, and back then it was a lot worse, man. But that's pretty much do it for this video. Just a quick little story time. When I figured like playing football was not for me, pretty much, you know, the whole working out, you know, all winter, all spring until the summertime, yeah, that was not for me. I thought we were going into just like walk through different plays and like stuff like that, but it was intense for me back then. But if I did it now, it probably wouldn't be that bad, honestly. But that's pretty much do it for this video. The second story time will be dropping probably tomorrow, the next day. But hey man, let's make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this content, and I'm out, man. Peace.